Welcome back. Looking good for a lot of the commodity stocks. We have Vedanta, which has moved to the high point of trade. Hindalco has been doing well as well. Even though the metal index did come off the highs earlier, now we're seeing some bit of pullback out there. JSW Steel, for instance, has moved too. What's also moving are a couple of these crude oil beneficiaries, so to say. We have all of them doing well in today's trading session. So while we talk about commodities, let's also get in Manisha to tell us the commodities that she's been tracking today. Manisha.
Thank you for that, Mangalam. I'm looking at the metal prices because we are looking at a smart rebound onto that one. The US dollar rally has paused, and that is one of the impetus that you have seen come into the prices. And then apart from that, reports on how Russia is withdrawing forces from some of the Ukraine cities also has led to some risk appetite coming back into the market. And then there are expectations of a stimulus coming in for China pretty soon, and that is yet another factor. If you look at the copper prices, we're trading at a 2-week highs onto this one. 660 is holding, even as we have seen a very minor decline come in for this one. The reason for copper prices being volatile is the Escondida mine in Chile, where there have been negotiations about the security measures there. We do understand that the union workers are still talking to regulators, and if the talk goes well, then you would be looking at production coming back. As of now, we do understand that there's a partial shutdown that we are looking at in Chile's Escondida mine there. Not just that, we are looking at aluminum and zinc prices continue to rise as well. The higher power prices, the power shortages that we are seeing in China and Europe clearly have been supportive. So the cost of production in these energy-intensive metals clearly seems to be on the higher side. And then you have the nickel prices, which have continued to gain on strong demand as well. It's trading very flat right now, but yesterday was nearly 3.5% of gains coming in for this one. Interestingly, even as we have seen a lot of sanctions come in for Russia, but the European Union and US have spared Russian metals for sanctions, and the numbers clearly show that. So when you look at the numbers there, the European Union aluminum imports from Russia are up by nearly 13% in the period of around March to June 2022. Not just that, when you look at the US imports as well, Russian nickel imports are up by 70%, and the European Union nickel imports are up by nearly 27% within the same period. So as you can see, when the sanctions started coming in, within that period, the imports of metals actually was on the higher side there. Take a look on what the prices clearly have done, and they have moved on the higher side for this week. Interestingly, before that, there also is a report that has come in from Vale, which says that the global nickel demand is seen 44% higher by 2030. The major demand clearly will come in from the EV sector and the metal transition as well. This is what the metals have done in the last 1 week itself. The best of the gains clearly coming in for nickel with 15% of gains there. Copper up 5%, steel, iron ore up by 3 to 3.5% as well. So good going for that sector.